So, An Brahma, food is God. Food is everything. One of my favorite saying is that, have you seen animals getting sicknesses, which we get? Diabetes, heart disease, cancer. Rarely they get it because what they do, different than us, they follow the laws of Mother Nature and we don't. Food is very sacred and food is our life's sustainer. So whatever we are, because we are the food. Okay, go to the next one. Another saying is Aham Brahmasmi, means I am the creator of my own destiny. And I am creator of the things around me. I don't know what's going on. So, when we are eating a wrong combination of the food, God, it's getting too much in here. We are creating sickness in us. We are the one who creating that food combination for us. Mother Nature did not provide us that combination which we are eating today. Can you go to the next one? Another saying is Vishwakam Kutumbakam or Vasudevam Kutumbakam, means the whole universe is my family. This is a very powerful statement. Anything has a purpose in life. Stone, water, air, birds, trees, bacteria, fungus. We all are connected. So it's not the only us which are present in this universe. What we have done, we have created more mess for ourselves when we are creating the things which we are creating. The more pesticide we put, the more insecticide we put, the more petroleum we put, we created more garbage for us. And that is affecting us a lot. Next one. So, is our food making you toxic? So, this is a very sore topic because I think a lot of ladies are going to hate me after this today. Because when they're going to go home, what they're doing is 99% of them are doing wrong. So, the food preparation, like the animals, they eat the food as it comes. And that's what the Ayurvedic medicine told us, that what Mother Nature made, that is the best for us. Whenever we start putting our own intention to it, our own preparations to it, we create a problem for us. And for example, we heat the food. I think when the primitive man realized that heating is a process and heating and cooking the food makes it more delicate and these more aromas comes out of it, and I think they started using the heat as a process. And then later on we realized that the heating also kills the bacteria and viruses and funguses and all those kind of stuff. But look at the Mother Nature. Does animals eat their food? And we are not much different than the animals. We are very close to the animals. Our genetics are very similar. So a lot of food which we do is we are creating actually a lot of toxic material with it. I'm going to give you some examples. And my resident doctor, Dr. Anup, has done a really good job putting a lot of research together for that. So there is a process called glycation. Glycation comes from the root glucose or sugar. So a lot of food has sugar in it. Like your onions, when you kind of fry them, saute them, so they start turning brown. So basically what's going on, this is the glycation process. The sugar start caramelizing on the onions and it made it more sweeter because the simple carbohydrates are converting into sugar. And it's tasty, it's yummier, but we are adding more toxic material to it. Okay? So our favorite Indian dish is pakoda. chicken barbecue, French fries, these are all glycation. You adding more toxins to your stuff than you can handle. So basically what this glycation is doing is changes the nature of it. In our body we have receptors, we have absorption materials, we have the food is absorbed by specific receptors. And that receptors does not recognize this glycated food. And we are absorbing those food at wrong places and body is saying, oh, I don't know, who are you? And what it causes the immune reactions, inflammation. So one of the worst things which this glycation does, it triggers inflammation. Any disease, diabetes, heart disease, blood pressure, cancer, all those itis which we use like appendicitis, iritis, all those which we bring, all are inflammation. Actually, almost any disease is inflammation. So when we're eating this glycated food, which is overcooked, overburned, our liver is not able to handle it. It says, I don't know, who are you? And it's triggering inflammation. The inflammation actually is a good process to clear it off. You know, when you get injured, what happens? Your body gets injured, inflamed. You get injury and your body gets inflamed. Because body wants to remove that debris, the garbage you have collected in that area. So it starts inflammation. But the problem is we never stop eating that garbage food. So go on inflame. It's just like a constant process. And obesity is also inflammation. We're not able to clear. So whenever I order ultrasound of the livers, the 50% of the liver has fatty degeneration on it. Even young kids, as young as 8, 9, 10 years old, the liver is functioning less than 50%. And you add your martini and wine and your beer and your soda pop on top of it, your liver is saying, okay, my hands are up. I can't do anything for you. And when liver is very important organ which actually helps to clean out your system, now is overloaded and is not able to do the work it's supposed to do. So another thing which this with the glycation, what happens is there is another process which is a special enzyme which we call NADPH, which is a special oxidation enzyme which get triggered. In normal, when we breathe, that's the oxidation process. But when there is an over-oxidation, like for example, rusting is an oxidation process. The iron gets rusted, it's an oxidation process. So what it does, it eats away the iron, isn't it? It just destroys the iron. So if you have over-oxidation, your system is get too much burdened with inflammation. Now, what are you going to do? Body is not going to get rid of it. And you are going to accumulate and circulate into some area. It can go to your colon, it can go to your brain. When you go to the brain, you get Alzheimer's disease. When it goes to your heart, you get heart disease. When you go to your pancreas, you get diabetes. It starts settling in your blood vessels. You got hypertension. So you can see that how we are destroying ourselves by eating the food the way we're eating it. Another thing is sugar. If you look in the Mother Nature, do you see sugar there? Sugar cane? Yeah. But how much sugar cane you have to squeeze to get 1 teaspoon of sugar? Another thing is, that's a good question what you brought in there. Sugar cane, in its natural form, when you chew on it, has a lot of fiber in it. Okay? When you chew the sugar cane, you're also eating the fiber. Now, fiber slows down the sugar absorption. And on top of it, the outside skin has wax on it. I don't know if you ever noticed there is a wax on it. That wax also cuts down the absorption of sugar. See, Mother Nature is very intelligent. And on top of that, the skin has chromium in it. Anybody knows chromium? Some of you know chromium? Chromium is a special mineral which actually also slows down the sugar absorption, enhances the insulin productivity. So Mother Nature has given everything to us, and we are very intelligent. So what do? We squeeze the sugar cane, we throw the fiber out, we dehydrate several hundred liters into 1 liter, then spray dry it, make it into sugar, and then to make it more white looking, bleach it, put chlorine in it. Actually, your white sugar has 3 to 4% chlorine in it, by the way. Okay, and chlorine is awfully bad for your liver. So actually, you brought up that interesting, good question. All right. So and about the sodas, one soda, 8 ounce, have 40 grams of sugar in it. You know how many teaspoons is that? 10 teaspoons of sugar. Try to put 10 teaspoons of sugar in 1 cup of tea. You will be saying, my God, it's so sweet. To compensate that sweetness, what they have done, they put salt in it. Okay? So you have now excessive salt and excessive sugar. Even our kids, whoever drink, they don't drink 8 ounces of pop even. They're drinking liters of it every day. Now what you're doing is, when you have excessive sugar circulating in your system, you're making a lot of glycation, a lot of toxic material. Your body is not going to process it. So no wonder why you get all these diseases, because the way we are preparing our food, the way we are making it, all those adding on to the insult. Next one, please. Cooking method. Cooking can make your food into a poison or a nectar depending on how you cook it. And one of the things which I want to tell you, discard your all non-stick pan right today. If you listen to me, you should all go home and throw them in the garbage can. A lot of research available. I don't know, something Anup is doing there. Okay. We can always blame some other way. They promote cancer. They promote inflammation. And if you want to buy, use the iron cast, the old which has been used for centuries. That's safe, which is much better. But some people who has excessive iron in them, you can get more iron. For them, it may not be the good thing. But most of the population does not have excessive iron, so it's quite safe. The another one which you can use is the ceramic coated pans. They're available now. It's like the ceramic cups. It has a ceramic coating on it, which is a good and better option. Because you want to cut down the load of this garbage as much as possible. Pressure cookers, okay, especially the Asian population, Indian people, a lot of pressure cookers out there. So look at the washer. There is a pressure valve, and that's the lead, by the way. Okay? So when you're cooking, especially acidic food, you're leaching some lead into it. And recently, Indian government banned Maggi because of the lead, isn't it? And you are actually cooking with the lead every day. And again, I told you that the ladies will be not happy with me today. And this is one of them. But there are pressure cookers available with the rubber valves. Okay? They are available. So look for those. Don't use the leaded pressure cookers, because you're leaching lead in your food. Next one. Grilling, yes ma'am.
Stainless steel pans, are they okay?
They're okay too. But they also have nickel and they have cobalt in them, because that's how when they do steeling, I think if you have a science background, to make that into stainless steel, that's why it's called stainless steel, they have to add those stuff. You add up more nickel, more cobalt in those things too. So those are actually bad for you. Smokers have more nickel in them because it's toxic to the lungs and to the whole body too. How about barbecuing? It's a very favorite summer festival for all of us. We love to, again, what are we doing in adding more? Charring the food. Once in a while, fine. Once in a while, everything is okay. But if you're eating barbecue every week, your body is getting loaded with it. So basically, we are simple animals, which we have lived until this moment for millions of years. I don't know, nobody is able to put the age to us yet. And if you have survived up to this age, there must be something we have done right. But now we are not doing things right. If you look at it, 1980, the US government started to monitor diabetes. Now, diabetes has increased fourfold since 1980. So how many years? 35 years. We have fourfold more diabetes. And with all the best medical help we have available, cancer has almost doubled up in the last 35 years. Heart disease, the statin drugs sold more than $200 billion. Still 43% people are dying with heart disease. Number one killer, still number one killer. So is that making an impact? No. Actually, we wrote an article on recently, me and Anup, that the statin drugs has no use, 0%. We quoted all the research which has been published on it, and we found out there is a zero benefit when people take statin drugs. And a lot of population is out there on statin drugs. It's just a waste of money, and actually it's very bad for your health, really, really bad for the health. So we talked about the non-fatty liver disease already because all those processes are getting stuck in the liver and causing problems. Now, a lot of my Asian patients, Indian patients especially, they are vegetarian. Majority of them are vegetarian. And one of my ex-employee said, they are not vegetarian, they are grainarians. What they do, they eat a lot of carbohydrates. Rice and roti, and aloo, and potatoes, and all those kind of stuff. And there are a lot of diseases they have. If you look at the South India population, the diabetes is the number one disease there. Chennai is called the capital of diabetes. The India is becoming the number one diabetic country in the world. That is not the statistic we should be very proud. It used to be Mexicans, so we beat Mexicans, by the way, and we becoming number one. And why we becoming number one? Because the way we eating and the food habits have changed. When I was young, the food, the way we are cooking, we are not used to cooking that way. People became more socioeconomically rich, and they started using more gourmet style cooking, which is, we're going to talk about the third kind type of stuff too. And so basically that diet which were they eating was perfect for the kind of work they were doing. They were all farmers. We were working hard. As a young kid, I grew up in a small village with less than 30, 40 houses. And we were doing everything. We didn't have toilets. We didn't have the tap water running. So we were going to bring the water. We were, have the cows, we have the chickens. So we were doing all the chores with it, which was phenomenally good very helpful for us. Very, very wonderful to do exercise. And now, same people are sitting in front of computers, use their fingers rather than their legs. And now that food, which was good for them, because if you are a marathon runner and you eat protein-rich diet, you will not pass from here to even Tacoma. You will just flap down. But if you are eating vegetarian diet with the grains, you can go to Portland because it's supply you sustained energy. But now what we're doing, we're eating same kind of diet, but we're not doing any running. There is no exercise. So what happened? The excessive amount of that carbohydrates are converting into triglycerides. Triglycerides are loading your liver and causing your insulin not to be responsive anymore. It's like insulin saying, my hands are up, I cannot convert it anymore. Because the function of insulin is to store the sugar into your muscles, into your liver as a glycogen. So that function is kind of stopped, and which we call type 2 diabetes. And look at how many people are getting type 2 diabetes. So how about the tadka? This is a very favorite Indian topic, which is like a satay. And so typically what we do, and we take onions and garlic and ginger, and first we put the oil in there. Now when we put in the oil in there, what's going on with the oil is the temperature of the oil is around 400 to 500 Fahrenheit, isn't it? That's how they start to boil. And then we put our spices in it, and now we put the garlic, ginger, and all those kind of stuff. Now what are you doing? You're frying your food at the 400, 500 degree temperature. Then you put that back into your food again. One thing is you're destroying all the spices. The spices have essential oils, they have fixed oils, they have bioflavonoids, they're all cooked and done. And I think you remember, if you're from Indian Orient there, the grandma, when somebody got injured, they said, take raw haldi. She didn't say take fried haldi. Did she say take fried? No, because raw haldi has more benefit than the fried haldi. Because fried haldi, just gone. The turmeric has lost its abilities to help you. Same thing we're doing with all the spices. So again, the Ayurvedic cooking did not, the way we are doing today, this is not Ayurvedic cooking. We are just completely destroyed. It should be minimally processed and more raw food. How many people eating raw food? Very less. Few people. How many people eating raw food here? How many servings? Yeah, how many servings? 3? Okay, that's good. That's still better than 0. Okay, let's go to the next one, please. So, vegetables. If you want to solve this problem of all the diseases, what you need to do is need to add lots of vegetable. I tell my patients to add around 7 to 8 servings of vegetable. And again, if you start doing it from day one, you're going to have a lot of gas because your bacteria are not used to that one. We have actually 10-fold bacteria in our body than the cells. We have 100 trillion cells. We have 1,000 trillion bacteria in our body. So you have to slowly add. Don't do just day one. It's okay. Dr. Sodi told me, let's add lots of vegetable. And then you'll be like a big balloon and walking like a firebomb. So, yeah. So another thing is, Anup reminded me that how you should do it. So you should put your vegetables, if you want to, let's make it healthy without oil. Put the lid on. Let it soften a little bit. And then put your spices and oil in the end. And believe me, your food will be more tastier than you're used to it. Because you have all the flavors of the spices right there. And the oil is not fried. Do you put fried oil in the car? Who does that? Anybody does that? Okay. But we put it in our bodies, okay? Exactly. It doesn't dry. I grow my own vegetables. I have my own kitchen garden in my house, in my clinic. And I actually encourage all the patients to do that. Because this is the best you can do. And it's easy. It's not very difficult to do. So again, yes, sir.
Which oil should be used?
Okay. That's a huge topic.
No cooking without oil. Which oil is better to use?
Yeah, okay. So the thing is, it's not good to use any oil for cooking. You want to add oil on your food. And I encourage people to eat variety of oils. We've been told that the ghee is bad, butter is bad, coconut oil is bad, palm oil is bad. But that's not true. That's very wrong. It's all wrong science. We should have variety of oils. We should have olive oil, mustard oil. Basically, mustard oil is also as good as olive oil. The olive oil is 72% monosaturated. Mustard oil is 69% monosaturated. So I encourage my patients to use a variety of oil. Avocado oil, mustard oil, olive oil, ghee, coconut oil. If people has obesity problem, you lose weight. Your tummy will be less. Surprisingly, it because it has a lot of medium chain triglyceride and you burn more fast with it. So again, eat lots of vegetable, and the way I'm telling you, cook that way, you'll be much better. Okay, good. So then, Ayurvedically, I didn't have a lot of time, just given half an hour, I'm just going a little over. We have Vata, Pitta, and Kapha body types. Vata people will tend to have anxiety, fear, gas, bloating, aches and pains kind of symptom. And Ayurvedically, we can use spices like ginger, wonderful medicine, turmeric, galangal, black pepper, long pepper, oregano, thyme, rosemary, sage. So you can make a tea or you can put on your food. Sprinkle on the food. Ayurvedically, we call spices prakshep. Prakshep means throw on the food. I remember my grandma used to throw the spices on the food. And in front of my eyes, just changed. You just like start cooking with it, frying with it, and it's completely changed. Next one, please. Pitta people has a strong appetite, but they can also get heartburn. They can get reflux, very common problem. Gastritis, very common problem. All the inflammation is the Pitta people. So for them, the spices are like coriander, cumin, fennel, licorice, curry leaves, the sweet neem, parsley, star anise, dill seed, basil, mint. These are the good spices for them. Next one. Kapha, usually indigestion, water retention, lethargy, mucus, draining from the nose, all the body. And for them, you want to have ginger, galangal, black pepper, long pepper, garlic, rosemary, paprika, tarragon, turmeric, mustard seed, sage. I'm just giving you a little bit, the flavor of it. Next one, please. So, one thing is, food is your medicine. Doctors don't heal. Body is a full pharmacy. Your body is the doctor. You need to invoke the doctor in you. And when we are not able to do that invocation of the doctor there, we are creating a problem. Yes, sir.
Doctor is the guidance. So how we can ignore it?
That's right. Exactly. The doctor is like a coach. So, sit quietly. Pay attention to your food. Listen to your food. Smell your food. When you look at your food, your body starts to make juices already. You start to growl. And those are, you're making enzyme. Those are free, by the way. You're not spending any money on that one. Okay? Then, don't drink water with the food. Because what are you doing when you're drinking water with the food? You are diluting the juices you're making. Drink water, a lot of water, but not with the food. 4 to 5 servings at least of vegetables, seasonal vegetable. If you don't know the season, we have charts, we can send you the charts. Which season, go to the farmer's market or grow your own. If you can grow, go to the farmer's market or go to the PCC. I like in Seattle is really good. QFC, even Fred Meyer, even your Safeway, and they all have good food here because I think we are very enlightened in this part of the world. In the Northwest, we are enlightened here. And 2 seasonal fruit. Even diabetic people can have fruit. Fruit is really good for you. If somebody tells you that fruit is bad for you, he's not telling the truth. Because fruit have a lot of good stuff in it. So 2 fruit. Like now, cherries are in season, berries are in season, raspberries and strawberries. Eat that one. Don't eat exotic fruit, bananas right now. You don't need to eat banana because bananas are all year round available. But eat that fruit. Season gonna come now, apricots, figs. I just saw figs the other day. So the figs are good coming. Those are all good fruit. Change according to season. The next season, you're going to see persimmon, pomegranate coming. Eat that one. And then the apples, golden apples come. So you just look at the season, eat according to season. Because that is what the medicine is. It has everything in it. You want to have, 2 to 4 handful of nuts and seeds a day. 2 for people who are not vegetarian. And for vegetarian, they need more protein, so they can have up to 4 handful a day. Add beans. Beans are really good source of protein. They have up to 20% protein in them, and they are also good source of complex carbohydrate and have a lot of other vitamins in it, and we don't eat that much. Limit your red meat. Red meat is like a poison. The Harvard did a study, people who eat red meat, they have all-cause mortality increased by 46%. So, not really good for you. Fish, chicken, not too much, twice a week. People who eat it, even, it should not be too much. 1 to 2 tablespoons of variety of oils in your food. So, calm down, relax. The life is for enjoyment. Be aware of what you do. Be present what you do. Be present when you eat. Most of us, we eating food, we're watching or working on the computer. Or driving, we eating breakfast. That's not awareness. We are going away from awareness. Thank you very much.